Across the fence, we celebrate 4-H. We'll get the scoop on a 4-H tradition at the Tunbridge World's Fair and learn about the diverse programs 4-H has to offer. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Judy Simpson. Head, heart, hands, and health. Those are the cornerstones of 4-H. There are nearly 6 million 4-Hers across the country. That makes 4-H the nation's largest youth development organization. National 4-H Week is now underway. This year's theme is Inspire Kids to Do. As our viewers know, whether in the show ring, in the community, or at home, Vermont 4-Hers are always doing, learning, and having fun. Recently, we caught up with a long-running 4-H tradition at the Tunbridge World's Fair. Across the Fence's Keith Silva has our story.
At first glance, the Tunbridge World's Fair looks like every other Vermont fair. There are rides, games, and 4-Hers getting their animals ready for the show ring. And when they're not cleaning up or just hanging out, you'll find these young people at the 4-H ice cream booth, better known as the 4-H ice cream scoop.
It's actually really fun to do this.
The kids run the show. They take orders, scoop ice cream, and manage the cash.
I am serving ice cream for everyone here, so I've done both jobs, the money and the ice cream.
Is that hard to make change?
Sometimes, because I'm not good at mental math.
So what do you do to make sure you get the right money back?
I count it with my fingers or ask for help.
What's the best thing that you guys served here?
It's been the most picked is maple. I mean, it's been a real maple, so.
Gotta be good, right?
Yeah.
The 4-Hers volunteer to work at the ice cream scoop. The hours they put in fulfill their requirement for community service. The profits go to the Orange County 4-H Foundation. Allison Smith works for 4-H. She's been helping manage the ice cream scoop for the past 3 years.
We sell ice cream, but it's so much more than that. So the kids come in and we really encourage them to direct all of the customer service, the logistics of scooping, handling the money, making those transactions, greeting customers with a smile. We typically go through anywhere from 40 to 60 gallons of ice cream. It's local ice cream from Kingdom Creamery.
As with any 4-H project, the ice cream scoop pays off in more ways than money or the free scoop of ice cream at the end of each shift.
I think the ownership that they get from running the ice cream scoop, and many of them step up to the window and are a little bit nervous or shy at first, or they say, I don't want to handle the money, and by the end I see them counting the money back. So it's also a starting point for conversation and to showcase their projects and to share with the greater Tunbridge audience what it means to be a 4-Her and what kind of projects they do.
Smith sees one other intangible that this experience provides the 4-Hers.
I love the energy from the kids because you can feel that they're really invested in it, and it's a memory that they make from year to year.
How is the ice cream?
Excellent.
Emily Waterman worked at the ice cream scoop when she was a 4-Her. She came back to help out as soon as her daughter joined 4-H.
It's important for our kids and have those values of hard work and working together and teamwork and care about the kids enough to keep it going. I remember feeling a little shy and not wanting to call out ice cream for sale or ask someone what they wanted or make them change. And I probably remember being nervous that I was making the wrong change or not going to find the right ice cream fast enough. So I'm sure there's a lot of those same feelings that they're dealing with as well. But again, most people are just happy to get their ice cream, so you don't have too many grumpy customers.
In some ways, handling the money and the ice cream is the easy part. Dealing with the public for the first time provides a valuable life lesson.
It's kind of awkward, or kind of weird, and then after a while you get used to it.
You have to be nice and respectful to them, or they'll even if they're mean and snotty to you, you still have to be nice to them because it's just really respectful.
Lori Churchill is the president of the Orange County 4-H Foundation. She's been serving customers and overseeing the ice cream scoop for more than 25 years. She says volunteer opportunities like this make it easy to spot a 4-H'er.
That's just what 4-H does is get the kids. The teachers can tell a kid that does public speaking, and they don't even have to ask if it's a 4-H kid. They get up and they give a report, and they know they've done this before someplace, and it's usually 4-H.
Alexander Daisey doesn't need anything explained to him about 4-H or the importance of volunteering. He just gets it.
Really, just giving these people something to enjoy, really.
That's your favorite part?
Yeah, helping, letting them enjoy stuff. And at the end of the shift, you get a scoop of ice cream. That's also my favorite part.
Churchill couldn't put it better herself.
I just love Tunbridge Fair. I've been coming to Tunbridge Fair since I was a kid. I used to show my horse, and then I got involved in this, and just watching the kids grow again, you know,
You really love it here?
Yeah. What's not to like about Tunbridge Fair? And the ice cream scoop.
The 4-H ice cream scoop and the Tunbridge World's Fair. They go together like a cone of majestic maple on a warm summer afternoon. In Tunbridge, I'm Keith Silva with Across the Fence.
Thank you, Keith. Joining me in the studio now is State 4-H Program Director Sarah Kleinman. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Now, like you, a lot of 4-Hers are showing their 4-H pride today. Tell us about what's going on.
Sure. Well, we learned earlier that it's National 4-H Week, which is the kickoff of the 4-H year, and today is Spirit Day. So all across the country, and especially here in Vermont, 4-Hers are either wearing green or a clover, snapping selfies of themselves, trying to make everyone aware that today and this week is 4-H Week and that 4-H is alive and well in Vermont.
Remind us how many participants and volunteers there are in Vermont 4-H.
Sure. In our club program, we have about 1,300 youth, ages 5 to 18. Altogether, we serve close to 6,000 youth through a variety of different programming throughout the state. And then we reach or work with about 800 volunteers, depending upon how you slice and dice it throughout the year as well.
So what about at the state level? How many educators do you have?
We have a team of 14 staff that support all the different 4-H delivery modes. I'm excited right now. We have a new 4-H role called a 4-H Learning Experiences person who's helping us to really identify new pathways through 4-H, new programming opportunities, helping us to expand, break down barriers, and really reach a more diverse and be more inclusive for the audience and the participants that come to us.
I think that's one of the things that's always impressed me is there seems like there's always something new when it comes to 4-H.
That's true. We have to keep up with trends. We're not the same 4-H that we were 50 years ago or even 10 years ago. Kids are busier, initiatives are different, and so we have new programs, something called Science Pathways Cafe, where we just had one a few weeks ago, reached 80 youth on a Saturday night, where they come and hear from a researcher and get their hands dirty by trying their hand at whatever science experiment is happening, and of course free pizza doesn't help, but having these short-term opportunities, and then also using teens as teachers to go out and work with younger students, where they learn not only a curricula, natural resource type program, but they also learn classroom management and how to work with younger youth as an educator, all different kinds of opportunities.
Yeah, 4-H encompasses a wide range of programs. What's 4-H Spin and what makes it different from more traditional 4-H activities?
Sure. Spin is what we call short-term special interest programming. It is really a 6 or 8 week program where youth will come to a content area. We're helping to develop sparks. So right now we see cooking. This happened in the Waitsfield or the Mad River Valley, where youth through a school were able to get some experience in a professional kitchen through a community volunteer, learned how a professional kitchen operates, how to cook, and then ultimately, I think in this case, they served dinner to their parents and community members. And so it's a short-term, again, 6 to 8 week program. The youth can come into the program, they get the experience, and then they leave. And part of what we're trying to do is to develop many spin programs so that if youth don't want to or can't join a 4-H club that is an ongoing commitment, they can come in and out of our program and still gain a lot of the transferable skills and life skills that are the hallmark of what we do by participating in these short-term programs.
It's really a great way to be able to sample different things that 4-H offers too.
Exactly, right. 4-H is now really all about trying to find youth spark. Once you build that spark or you find what you're interested in, that passion, it may launch you on a career. And so these short-term opportunities are perfect for that.
So earlier this year, Across the Fence highlighted the 4-H shooting sports program. Vermont placed near the top in the 2018 Shooting Sports National Championship. What does that success say about Vermonters and the safety and handling guns?
Sure. Shooting sports has been a part of what we do, part of our club program for many years. And I would say in this particular project area, the volunteers that support the shooting sports arena they have a very set curricula. There's a very intense training mechanism and lots of oversight. And the youth that participate and even I guess really respect the firearms and respect the shooting sports component to a level that perhaps youth that aren't in our shooting sports arena do. I'm always impressed when I see the kids that participate, just again with the respect of the firearm, how safe they are around it. It's amazing what they learn, and they've done really, really well across the country when they go to competitions.
Now, for several years, 4-Hers worked with the children of military families. Talk a little bit about that.
Yep, that's been a project of ours for a number of years. It's as we try to reach all audiences across Vermont. The military component is one. We're seeing now a drone camp. This was funded through some money through the Air Guard that we received, and it was a collaboration between 4-H and the Rubenstein School for Natural Resources, the Spatial Analysis Lab, where teens from the Air Guard were able to come to campus for a few days of a summer camp. They learned about drone technology, what it's used for, how to manipulate it. They took data and then created maps as a result. So we're always trying to reach out to new audiences. What's special too about some of our work with the military audience is that, as we know, Vermont is a geographically dispersed military state. There's no active duty base. And so many of these youth don't know other military kids. Many of our military camps such as this are the first time kids can come together and really get to know others that have similar backgrounds as them and just be able to be themselves, but being a military kid's just a little bit different. So building that sense of belonging is important to these camps as well as the skills that they're learning.
I was going to ask you that. Why is it important to get these kids who have similar backgrounds together?
Right. I mean, right now we're in a relatively slow time, but if it was during a time of deployments or upheaval in these youth's life, they, again, may be the only student in their school who has the feelings that they're having with the parents being deployed or at training with some of the unknowns that come along with that. And so having that sense of belonging, having a group of other kids who are their friends where they can relate and talk to is incredibly important. And that's a big part of what 4-H does, is build that sense of belonging and that community.
And so we recently featured a few of the participants, many of them winners at this year's Big E to Eastern States Exposition. What does this level of competition provide for these young men and women?
The competition here, we're seeing some dairy, the youth down at Eastern States Dairy. It is a chance for them to really build their self-esteem. Certainly the goal is not on winning, though often with our Vermont kids they do exceed, but it's the ability to get into a ring and have the composure that they need to present their animals. Lori Churchill early on was talking about public speaking. Again, it's that composure, the ability to bring yourself in front of somebody with your project area and showcase what it is that you've learned is incredibly important. Employers, as these kids grow older, are going to look for confidence, and they're going to look for youth who are able to work as part of a team. A lot of our competitions are team-based, and so the youth that are participating are gaining that experience now, which will only benefit them as they get older.
And especially being on a stage like the Big E, I mean, how many people will go through the Vermont building?
Oh my gosh, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands.
I mean,
Absolutely.
it's quite an experience for these kids to not only take maybe what they've been doing in Vermont, but then go to a regional competition.
Absolutely, and they're right. They're out of Vermont. They're experiencing something different. Different types of people are coming through and listening to them. So right, it's a whole nother ball game for sure.
And how can people find out more if they want to get involved with 4-H?
They can reach out and call 1-800-571-0668. They can also go to our website, uvm.edu/extension/youth, and reach out and let us know where they live, what they're looking for, and we can help connect them to our programs.
How about volunteers?
Same thing. They can reach out to those numbers as well, or their county-based extension office, and let us know how they'd like to help.
And we should mention too that this is a really individual kind of a thing. I mean, you can have an idea for a 4-H project, and you can help facilitate how to make that happen.
Definitely. With volunteers too, it could be long-term, it could be short-term. Our spin programs are perfect for somebody who has maybe just 6 weeks to give once a week. It's a great opportunity for volunteers to share their passion.
And once again, that number is?
1-800-571-0668.
Terrific. Sarah, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yep. That's our program for today. I'm Judy Simpson. I'll see you again next time on Across the Fence.